It's a wonderfully warm La Nina day out here on the plains of Kansas. So I thought I'd take this opportunity on this windy, nice day to show you a tarp setup that I really enjoy for out here on the plains when trees really aren't a thing you can use. Just to give you an idea of how windy it is, that's a 12-foot tie-down strap, and it is completely extended that thing. Also, if you notice, my 9-foot by 12-foot tarp that I'm going to use for this has no trouble flying in the wind. I think they said it was 40-mile-an-hour winds that day. So what I normally do is, with my 9-foot by 12-foot tarp, fold it in half so I can find the center grommet. And the 9-foot length of this will be the direction in which you will lay down. So I guess you could say the 12-foot will end up being your width. It might make a little more sense here in a minute. And I stake it down on what will be the upwind side. And by putting in this stake first, just one in the center, it allows me to pivot it and get it in line with the wind so I can go put the pole exactly downwind. Then I come over and put in a corner, and bam, that grommet popped out. That's what I get for buying too cheap of a tarp. So I had to start over. I turned the tarp around 180 degrees. And of course this time I'm not going to be able to put one stake in. I'm going to have to put in one on either side of that grommet. The grommet that popped out. But I kind of know which way it needs to point at this point anyway. If you want to take a little tension off the tarp and not rely just on that grommet, you can put a guy rope from the top of that pole down to your center stake. It'll help a lot. Underneath the tarp, that is. It'll take a little bit of tension off of it. But I just wanted to show you the quickest and easiest setup there is. So anyway, after turning the tarp around, I come back around to this side, and if you notice, I put the stake in the hole back, not the front hole. And I'll show you why I do this later. On this side, I wasn't able to do that, but it was fine. So then I come back to that side, and I can angle that flap in just a little bit instead of being straight out. Now at this point, the pole is tensioned and it's going to stay there. Then just simply go around and put in the rest of the stakes. The biggest reason I like this setup is if you notice that pole is recessed into this tarp a little bit, and you kind of end up with these flaps that come around either side of the pole. This creates a really nice area to build a small fire if you want, or you can just use your cook stove right there. Kind of create yourself like a little porch out here. It's really nice. But it's not windy right here. You're not under the tarp. Now, I'm not going to build a fire today because it's winter and this grass would catch and just be gone if any ember got out there whatsoever. So I just have my nice little propane cook stove sitting out here. Just got done heating up some chicken noodle soup. Life is good. It's not too bad for room in here. As you can see, I'm sitting down and I got quite a bit of head space. I'm about 6 foot tall, so give you an idea maybe. You gotta kind of hang out around this pole. But the nice thing is, see, I'm sitting here at the pole and I still got this much tarp. That gives you some scale. Not quite the length of my arm, which is really, really nice. And as you can tell, you know, the wind isn't really blowing in here. It's kind of nice. Matter of fact, if I was so inclined, there actually is enough room for me to lay down on this side and between my pack and the wall over here. So you could actually fit 2 people and backpacks. Of course, if you look at the ratings on tent packages these days, it'll easily fit 6, right? Guess who smelled the spam? Yeah, I guess I better find a treat for him, huh?